Hello and welcome everyone, I'm C.S.Gilmore and this is Pacific Drive. First off, well that's Morse code. And I'm not quite sure what it says. Alright everyone, I'm back. Decided to cut that part because it took a while to translate. So this translates to Elvis lives. He is in the zone. Thought that was an interesting little message. Someone had fun with that. Alright, now then, let's move on with the story, shall we? We need to get to the Deep Zone Crossing. Looks like the fastest route would be to go through the C4 and E6 zones. Which should get me right there. What is that detail about that old wall? Okay. That's what that symbol means. Old wall. Alright. I think we're all prepped. Let's see how this goes. I'm betting we'll get a little conversation as we move out and head into the first zone. And then after that, it'll probably be quiet for a bit. I'll do a cut and we'll work with it. Since that seems to be the usual pattern they follow with these story elements. If we go here, here, and then here, I think that's our best bet. For a quicker travel than otherwise. Thick fog, huh? That's gonna be all sorts of fun. Though I guess it's less problematic than some things. What in the world? Wait. Give me a second to check out this heavy fog condition. What is up with the road here? Heavy fog. The thick, low-lying fog in this part of the zone never seems to lift. Okay, but that doesn't explain why I can't see road on, like, why the road's at the end. Let's see what we can figure out about this, shall we? That's very interesting. Oh, I wonder if the road is actually going to just end, or if...
Hoppy, I gotta ask, were you around when the old wall was nearly breached?
You want to know if I was involved?
I mean, sure. No one knew more about where anomalies came from than you.
Well, the road just
I mean,
did.
you know, the only reason anyone knew anything about anomalies was because of the research branch that you four started to build.
Yes, and we developed ways to prevent anomalies, not create them.
You can't prevent something if you don't know where it's created in the first place.
So you did pick up a thing or two around us scientists.
Lots of stuff went off. For a thick fog effect, I was actually expecting a lot worse. This isn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. It is really weird to have an area that there is a lot of off-road.
All I know is, Arda didn't give two craps about anomaly prevention. You fought uphill the entire way.
Never thought I'd see the day where you'd sugarcoat anything coming out of your mouth. The Harmonic Disruption Research Lab was an abject failure. No, I wasn't involved, but I stood by and let it happen. By that point, the LIM project was in a bad way. Either it found a breakthrough and justified the government resources it was sucking up, or the entire project was put down. Everything depended on this technological quantum leap that evaded us for decades. In response, all good sense went straight out the window. For every wonder pulled out of thin air, LIM technology conjured increasingly greater horrors. But it was done in the name of progress, and we were powerless to stop it. The harmonic disruption research branch was all I could do to soften the atrocities Arda unleashed in the name of progress. I tried to clean up my mess, but I failed.
Alright, so it sounds like Arda wanted to make minimum levels of actually paying for some, like the research and all that, while getting quick and messy results, but wasn't willing to like do it properly enough to actually get decent results. Yeah, sounds about right. A lot of stuff. Let's cut corners on things we really shouldn't cut corners on in order to save a buck. Okay, we're gonna avoid a few things apparently. Work our way around the anomaly breakout. Okay, would you guys please stop cutting me off? Thank you. But yeah, so it sounds like standard government funding issues. We want you to create this weird thing that is obviously onto something, but also touching on some really, and has amazing potential, but we also don't want you to actually be safe about it, and or, you know, not rush. Artificial. Yeah, apparently and scan them. Interesting. Stuck on a tree. Huh. It makes me wonder how many of the weird zone anomalies are actually a result of the scientists not being able to take precautions that you would normally, rather than necessarily just because the zone was out of control. It also would, I guess, explain why they ended up doing the remnant creation to amp up the process in some ways. Well, actually, it kind of sounds like the remnants weren't entirely what they meant to create, but why they may have done something that ended up amping up the process was probably because they were trying to improve the process quickly and as effectively as possible in a very short amount of time without proper testing. Some really weird looking tanks and pipes around here. Ooh, that would be bad to hit. And I'm going with my lights off because I'm a dumb. There, lights off. A little better. Now I'll be slightly less likely to run right into a stump that'll stop me on my tracks. And there's a basketball court out here. I still got a long way to go. And I have to go this way no matter what, because out here is where my exit is. Yeah, this is, I would say though, this fog is nowhere near where I thought it was going to be stick-wise. I can work with that. There's another fog. Let's see that one. Alright, how do I want to do this? Let's pull up to this building, that way we're a little bit further away from where the anomalies are all going to go completely haphazard. When we pluck the limb stabilizer. Also, it sounds like they are done talking. So, I think this would be a good spot to cut it. everyone, I wanted to show you this thing I found. It's called a stick mic. I scanned it. I was expecting it to be like another one of those belcher things. This one seems to be a little more virulent, like an upgraded mic, an upgraded of those spitters. Because boy, does it hit everywhere with everything. Has an interesting little, where is it? I had it here a second ago. Stick Mikey, there we go. Has a little interesting story to go with it. Art of Briefing, recorded August 11th, 1966. So I don't know how to explain this yet, but these aren't really fissures. At least they aren't fissures leading down to the Earth, 9 to the crust, 9 to our crust. We sent 16 cameras and 3 rovers. We have about an hour of usable footage. All said, we're still crunching the data. Still, it seems that these things are venting from somewhere else. They're essentially some kind of exhaust pipe for a different place. They're venting exactly the same air we breathe every day, right down to the same pollutants, the same levels of humidity, even the same pollen sometimes, along with all the other corrosives they vomit. But all this, it's not coming out of the ground. No, these things aren't leading down into the earth. It's like they're expelled out of somewhere else. Where? Well, beyond a few feet. The pressure is so high it's been difficult to probe further. So, exploration has been impossible, though that pressure gradient tapers off remarkably fast. Honestly, at this stage, we have even more questions than answers, and I don't like those questions. So it sounds like it somehow connects to like some super deep area. Yeah, sure, I'll grab it. Yeah, it sounds like it connects to some super deep, I don't know what. And, but not in this world. Somewhere that is close in similarity, but somehow creates a different pressure differential, which is probably what's causing all that stuff to shoot up into the air in the first place. If it's kind of like, have you ever watched the show, the anime Goblin Slayer? He goes and at one point he has a scroll that connects to a deep area in the ocean, and it basically creates a water cannon that can cut through practically anything because it is because it's so high pressure difference between where he is above ground to where the water is being teleported from. Grab this lead. There we go. A little bit of good stuff there. Let me see. I also found Anomaly Studies 5. That goes logbooks, right? No, not that. There it is. There we go. ARDA. Category reference 411. These long, thin, ice-like anomalies were found in clusters on trees and overhangs throughout the early 70s, responsible for the majority of anomaly-related injuries at that time. They would cause serious contact burns and were easily dislodged by wind or movement. They were present during all types of weather, and, if disturbed or manipulated, would quickly dissolve away into nothingness. None have been reported since 1975. That's an interesting one. So it sounds like an anomalous icicle? But like, really anomalous in a lot of ways, because the, yeah, that's funky. There's good lead right here. I should grab that if I can real quick. There we go. And I apparently missed a few of those when I was collecting things earlier. Alright, thermostat crystals. I want to grab more of those since I had the chance, because, believe it or not, I have burned through most of what I grabbed when we were at the Red Meadow Zone, and going through that trip. I know we grabbed a lot, but I burned through it. I burned through a lot of it, and very quickly. Alright, we have to stop here. I need to... These are all resources I really need. Alright. Let me grab a second one of those out of that. There we go. We don't have a replacement vacuum, so I should be careful about that. But I did grab a replacement compressor, or impact hammer, because I figured I would be wanting that, and it looks like I was right. Okay, this stuff I could save on a little bit of my vacuum by just grabbing it like this. But some of this stuff, the tree candy for example, I pretty much have to use the vacuum to get, otherwise it's going to take forever to age. It's just, the convenience is not worth the, like, the convenience pays for the whole not wanting to use it otherwise. Alright, get all that tree candy, another great resource. We should be getting close to where I need to be to go grab. Yeah, okay. We're close enough. Let's just go grab that. This scorch zone looks so cool. I love the bioluminescent stuff, combined with the fact that it looks like it's burnt, but also it's at the same time not necessarily burning. It's just, yeah, weird bioluminescence. But I suppose some of it is probably burnt. It's hard to tell. So many anomalous things. A little tricky to actually tell what is fully anomalous and what is just kind of anomalous. But does that make sense? Ow, 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 ow. What the what? Whoa, what are you? Burp bunny? Rapid chemicals. Okay. I just got bombarded by corrosive bunnies. Is what I'm being told by that info there. Okay, those are such a weird one. I really want to look them up. Give me 1 sec. Burp bunny, burp bunny. Right, looked right past it. Old bunny, hop repair, burp bunny. There we go. We were right, the compound is organic. I'll transmit a full analysis shortly, but in the meantime, the acidic effects come from a solution that appears to be primarily a mix of formic and hydrochloric acid, while the gelatinous qualities come from a fatty substance that seems to include something very similar to palmitic acid. The mix is precisely balanced. Exactly how it is synthesized is a mystery. The closest comparison I can make right now is to insects that also create organic acids, but we both know that's a stretch. Are we sure these things aren't alive? So it seems. Okay, across that. It seems that the bunnies in the zone can just have any anomalous qualities. If there is a, they're like the Eevee of the anomaly world. They can have any evolutionary branch of ability. I guess if you don't know Pokemon, that statement probably made 0 sense. Eevee is a Pokemon which can transform into all sorts of different types of other Pokemon variations of Eevee, and yeah. Probably still doesn't make any sense if you don't know Pokemon. We're just gonna leave it at that. Moving on. fine now. Please don't shoot more acid at me. You're gonna shoot more acid. This place is way filled with acid and stuff. It would be weird if they did shoot more acid at me. But once we get this back to the car, we're just going to book it for the gas station and then getting out of here. The reason I say the gas station is because the gas station is on the way to getting out of here, like directly in my route, and this area burns through gas faster, so I really want to refill before we get all the way out of here, just because I don't want to run into problems of, say, running out of gas partway through a zone where I may be need to keep moving very quickly. Come on, run. There's a tall tower. Stuck on the shrubbery. Come on, I need to get back to my car and get some healing. You get in there. Okay. Back. Pop that. Pop a healing kit. Toss that in there. Toss that in there. Standard abductor, nothing fancy. Let's move. Yeah, that is a gas station, right? Yeah. Alright. Well, I didn't mean to quite have you guys here as early as I did. As you can see, we're not in the zone for the whoever we're going up against here. For the mission, but there was so much cool stuff here I didn't want to bypass it. And also some new anomalies with that weird belcher thing that seems to be a super what did they call the other thing? I can't think about the other thing that the original thing I was thinking about was called, but extra large version of something, and it looks really cool. And that's something I find is a fun twist to it that they do. Like, okay, as much as I want stuff like that, I really want stuff like that here. I do. You get off of my stuff right now, mister. Go over there. I really do want this. These crystals are so hard to get, otherwise it's just... yeah. Alright. We can wait just a split second here. The zone shrink closes that fast. Also, just look at this chaos. I wanted to share that. Just look at this chaos. There are acid blobs jumping around everywhere and spitting things at me. What was that sound? I think that was the abductor grabbing an item I dropped. Ooh. Ow. Yeah, my car. Ow! Okay, this is why we need wipers. You know what? I don't need the tree candy this bad. We're just going to keep moving before more of this gunk ends up on my car and melts. Because I like not being melted. Thanks. And well, my tires is flat. I love how it eventually just all disappears off of my car. Alright. Yep, flat tire. We can fix that. I need a patch kit. And we're not going to worry about healing until we get out of this zone, I think. Since the story zone will probably have the standard perpetual stability feature. Oh yeah, I really gotta hurry. Wow, they meant it when they said the zone drains gas. Look how fast our gas is going down. Admittedly, I think part of that is because we got covered in acid, and I think acid speeds up gas destruction. How are you guys? Wow, I do not like burp buggies. They are so dangerous. And now I can't see it. Alright, gas station is here. Can't really see what I'm doing. I need to get out and get whatever is on my car off. That means you. Get off. Crap. My car is in really bad shape. Alright, pull back. Now that I can actually see anything, we're going to stop here. We're going to kill the engine a minute. Whoa, okay, that was a weird effect. Not the best fuel setup, but alright, we'll get what we can out of here. What's a little teeny bit in that gas thing, maybe a lot more for our actual car. Because it seems like the gas meter's idea of low is considerably different than our gas tank's level of low. Okay, that's done. Yeah, we barely put it. Next up, repair putty. This can go here, here. Maybe put more on my bumper. Since that really ate a lot of acid. Let's go. Can we not spread acid on my car? Annoying bunnies. Shielded against radiation. I'm not shielded against acid nearly as much as I need. Okay, we're almost through. Emergency repairs. That should cover the main problems. Let's get out of this place before it gets worse. There's our exit. We're moving forward. No, we're not. We've got a bad thing or two that is causing problems. Alright. Nope, not that. One of my tires is flat, though. Which one is it? That one. Okay. Patch kit in. And we're just gonna move now because I'm getting tired of getting hit by things every time I. Seriously? Another tire? Alright, this could be a problem. Apparently acid melts your tires real fast in this game. We're gonna just skittle on down and then we'll worry about whatever that other error is message on my system. Because there's something else saying, hey, you're in trouble. And I can't tell what it is. Saying that I have a problem. Is that my battery or my fuel tank? I'll worry about it in a minute. Ooh, okay, lost control there. Getting into the next build, because that was rough. Yep, perpetual stability. Cool, we can work with this. Let's fingers crossed hope way less acid Because, oof, that was not good for my health. And not good for my car. Now I just gotta figure out what in the world that thing is pointing to say that I've got a problem with it. Is it one of my... Let's see, it wasn't the engine. You saw it though, on my dashboard there, it had a little yellow dot next to one of my car components. It wasn't one of my tires that time. I do like that they give those indicators so you can tell, hey, this specific part of your car is busted. You need to fix it. Alright. Yeah, radiation will become more common and more intense. Sure. Yeah. About that.
You're not the first to try crossing the old wall since the anomalies moved in.
Yeah, that's my battery.
But we'll make sure you're the first to survive. 2 things to keep in mind. First, to get through the old wall, there are 5 crossing points. You need to induce the electrical grid the entire way by driving the car close enough and fast enough along the conductors. You'll see them as you go. Once you jumpstart the grid, Tobias will route the mid-zone power your way, but no induction, no power, no crossing.
Huh. Yeah, that would be a problem. No power, no crossing.
Second, watch your battery gauge. You will live or die by that thing. Got it? Good. Start by connecting the power grid at the first crossing point. The controls will be up in the observation tower.
Let me do a quick check on my supplies. Okay, I did have some more putty on me. I thought I did. Maybe I want that limb shield fixed, because I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to have it on my car and ready to use. Huh? Rad. We'll have to replace that when we get back. Alright, where are we? We are here. We have to go to here. Looks like there's a charging station right beforehand. Actually, there's charging stations all over the place. That's odd. Well, let's take a look. I guess it makes sense that there's charging stations, since apparently, according to everything I'm being told here, we're gonna need them or we're gonna die. Give me, sorry, 1 second. I just want to really appreciate this odd topography. Okay, not quite what I was expecting. It's like a bunch of building pieces shot up into the air. Oh. Ooh. 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 Okay, hold on. We have some things to collect. One, because what is that? Devil grinder? So imagine a dust devil, yeah? You know those. So imagine a dust devil, right? But turned up to the max. Yeah, I said to the max. Then you hold the receiver to your ear. Yeah, so it's like a dust devil, but so much more powerful, like small, like focused, but so strong, with the strength to just pick up trash and even stones and hurl them around. Collins has a concussion or something like that? A concussion, huh? Oh, it's when you hurt your head. No, not when you hurt your head. I mean, a concussion is when a person hurts their head. What did you say? Yeah, sure, like a boxer. Listen, Lenny, I've seen this thing smash a truck into submission. Like, just pummel it. Just pummel them. I said pummel them. Hey, hold the receiver to your ear. Man, shout. I am shouting, Lenny, but you're not listening. I'm trying to, Lenny. What is going on? What are you doing? Is someone there? Who is that? Lenny, are you kissing? What? Okay, it sounds like whoever they were on the phone with either couldn't hear them or they couldn't hear the person, but probably being too close to this thing, I guess, would be the idea. So it sounds like a rumble page of some sort. Oh, right. There is some weird stuff here. What the? feels like a scandal thing. I guess not. What about this? Tour bus. Okay, so this is like the tourists, but combined into weird hand shapes? We've lost Dr. Powell now, too. Yes, I'm fine, yes, I'm sure, yes, I'll hold, yes, that's right, yes, he was adamant it was safe, it was stupid and it was unnecessary. That damn man. Listen, tell your men to stay back. This one is even more dangerous than the others. It's like an evolution. Yes, that's what I said. I don't care what you think. We can worry about that later. Right now, I need helicopter extraction, and nobody, I mean nobody, goes near any more of those things. Don't forget, Captain, the chain of command just changed. Now I'm in charge. We have to try this, right? Okay, big boom. Big old boom, much more effective. Wait, what am I looking at here? Tourist trap? It's a bollard, but with tourists attached to it. With the passage of time, many anomalies evolve through a kind of synthesis. The constant rearrangement happening within the zone produces new combinations of previous oddities. Some are one-offs, others endure. These gigantic monstrous amalgams are amongst those that keep reoccurring. They appear to be formed in part from the spontaneous columns of rock that erupt out of the ground, in part from those test dummies that themselves seem to have been previously combined with a catch of missing claymores. What strikes me most is their remarkable coherence. Clumsy as they are, it's almost as if they serve a very deliberate function, as if they were designed perhaps for some defensive purpose, some deterrence, and thus this ongoing synthesis has me wonder if the zone isn't not only a constant state of flux, but perhaps even a state of evolution, even deliberate experimentation. It would be the first time we've had someone go, is this thing alive? Is it screwing with us? Okay, so I'm not going in that building, thanks. Or that building. Either. Wait, is this the same type of saw blade anomaly, or is this the new? Okay, it looks like the same can opener. Yeah, okay, that is just a can. It is not a new evolution of it. Come on. Okay. Alright, I guess I don't get the corrupted anchor. Alright, well, we'll work with it. That stuff looks thick. This is looking like something from, like, the update. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. I was getting into the air by something. I don't think it was helpful. Oh, good, there's normal tourists as well. That's what I needed. But look at this purple. Weird stuff, and I love that it has weird kind of tentacly vines growing on it. Seriously, I'm getting very like Stranger Things upside down vibes out of these. I'm just gonna put these two right here. That makes my harvesting them very easy comparatively, even though it's probably going to cause all sorts of chaos in this sector. Move on and try very hard not to lean my car into any of these anomalies, because I suspect that all of them would involve me getting blown to the kingdom come. Alright. Well, I think we have to continue on with the story element here, and I'll worry about that lead to gateway if something allows. But otherwise, I'm not going to really push for it. Scale light on. Ah, yes. Random pipe plant. Right on ground. Alright, we're gonna go a little. Never mind. Okay, did that purple. But we're gonna go a little off-road here because the road is a little unroady for my liking at the moment. Thank you. What is that? What is that? Hold up. What did I just almost drive into? Beach ball? And it's a resource. Okay. That's a very weird resource. What does everything say about that resource? Because that's a weird resource, right? I'm not the only one thinking that's weird. Alright, these are not alphabetical. Beach ball, beach ball. I'm sure it's a search feature. That would make it a lot easier. No, that's not it. Broke the anchor. Here we go. The energies within this anchor, plus the effects of damage or aging, have made it volatile and extremely unpredictable. Is it useful to you? Yes. Is it dangerous? Absolutely. Where is beach ball? Red balloon? Oh, okay, that's right. It was. When life is simply too heavy, lather on this otherworldly substance to lighten your day, guaranteed to reduce loads and soften collisions, or your money back. If swallowed, seek medical assistance. Yeah. Does beach ball fall under an anomaly then? Or otherwise? I'm not sure. Alright, we're gonna move on. This seems weird and important. Limb magnetizer? Hold up. We continue to experience a growing demand for an on-site manufacturing and engineering facilities, especially as ARDA's request for custom-built equipment increase. It is becoming difficult to keep up, and the degradation experience within the zone takes a daily toll. In particular, we find ourselves in need of a great deal of machine parts and magnets. For the later, it has become necessary to improvise large machines that can quickly magnetize ferromagnetic elements and their alloys, in the hope that we can mass-produce replacements. While our early prototypes were somewhat jury-rigged and themselves vulnerable to the batteries of zone conditions, I believe I have devised a substantially sturdier solution. I'm distributing blueprints of this limb-assisted design to all department heads. Okay, so this sounds like a way to get a special resource. Ah. Alright, so I put in that item, I get those. I very much want some of those, because that sounds like a very rare resource. I think we're getting Zone 3 level resources right now. And yeah, I don't want to screw that up. Ah yes, that looks so sick. Some of these things don't move like the normal ones. Like the normal, armored panel, but it's the ones I can't repair. Alright, it can stay there. So these look like they focus around, there we go, that'll let me pull it up. Okay, it's in that spot. I see. Cleanup continues, but even 6 weeks after February's lab explosion, we're still finding more and more gel that has escaped into the atmosphere. Between 700 and 800 cubic meters of material was ejected in the blast. We believe it was initially distributed over approximately 200 square kilometers, but given the nature of the material, it may well have traveled further. Given time, it would seem that most gel tends to settle somewhere around local ground level. regardless of environmental conditions, altitude, or air pressure. However, its very nature makes it susceptible to strong winds and meteorological changes, meaning it may be many weeks before we have a full picture of the scale of distribution. In addition, it seems that a great deal of blast debris may have been mixed with, perhaps even suspended in the gel, which has a habit of slowly absorbing items it passes over. Okay, so this stuff tends to form around an item, is what I'm hearing. Anti-corrosive bumper, but once again, it is peculiar, meaning I can't repair it, which immediately lowers its value to me. What is this? Explosive crate. Why do I need explosives? You probably shouldn't have this. You probably need specialist training. You probably need a license. You are probably in trouble. Alright, do I need to remind you that we have been deployed here in only a support capacity? The Army is not supposed to be the zone's police force, nor are we the zone's security, nor are we any other kind of enforcers. We're advisors and engineers. We are certainly not here to throw our weight around. Your recent behavior has given me great cause for concern. Your unit's only role is to provide support and assistance to ARDA personnel whenever they requisition explosives or plan blasting operations. It is not up to you whether these operations are authorized or denied. If you have concerns about how ARDA personnel are using their equipment, their safety protocols, or the numbers in their inventory, you may come to me. The chain of command works like this. We are here to support a civilian operation. Do not forget that. That is very strange and totally suspicious. Alright, let me get some items up. I want store. Okay, that'll be faster. Grab that. And actually, no, let me grab that. And yeah, okay, I'll try to store all those inside the trunk because I don't want to lose them. Then we're going to take these because I need more of whatever that magnet device is going to give me. Okay, this is a very good resource to have, but I'm going to need as many as I can get. That was not nearly as many as I was hoping. Can I find more resources that will give me that? Apparently not. Grab this through the window. Go. Is the door? Oh, there it is. Oh. Alright. Interesting. There's some of the material I need. Break doors? Ow. I did not mean to hit that. Okay, more than that. Well, we are in for a world of interesting things and a lot of hurt. I need to patch up. I'm gonna just take those with me, toss that in there, and I'm gonna grab that now because I'm gonna want it for long, and this one isn't gonna last much longer. Also, I attached the, I got the resource radar ready to go. Let's fire that off and see what it looks like. Okay, gas over there, it looks like. I don't know what that means. What is that? Oh, well, the tubes. Well, the pneumatic tubes. Okay. I actually didn't expect to see any of those this far into the zone. Ooh, it's a good one. Coming with me! And that sign seems to signify the floaty bubbles. What the? High capacity battery. Once again, though, it's peculiar. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't like that I can't repair them, though. I mean, that's some really cool stuff. It just, the fact that it's peculiar basically ruins it for me. Because I can't repair, I can't do a lot of stuff with that. It's gonna bug me now. Those in here, where it will be safe from being lost. Short of my dying. Okay. I'm gonna press on. Explosive idiots. Alright, we got a charging station right here. This seems important. This is not on. Charge some. Yeah. Why is it not doing anything? Here we can use. Chemicals, thank you. Alright, so I gotta remember next time I come to this middle zone to maybe bring some extra scrap bit. Oh, it is working. Look at that. Alright. But yeah, to maybe bring some extra scrap pieces just to turn into more magnets. Since apparently it takes a lot. Oh, that seems important.
There are old shuttle stops at each crossing point. Use them to recharge your battery and hope they're still in working condition after all these years.
Huh. So, go in, don't die. Got it. And I have to link a bunch of gates. Ow, a little damage. Oh hey, I think I drained this place pretty good here. Alright. I guess my battery needed it though. Well, let's see how this works. In we go. I know we have to do this fast. Oh, space. We have to activate our defenses thing here because if we don't, we will get destroyed by all this. Alright, one gate link. Now we gotta push on to the next one. You know what? Let's keep the limb field up because I don't like how this is zapping me. I do like that this field is very effectively saving my butt from being completely obliterated though.
Tobias, how's the power routing?
Well, the neighbors are complaining about the flickering lights, but I told them to light some candles and sit tight.
Francis?
Levels are good, holding steady. circuit complete. Keep it up, driver.
Okay, so that's why there's charging stations all over the place. I have to stop at least to repower my car because the whole limb setup here really drains me. Okay. And it looks like I have to do a lot of back and forth between these sectors to grab resources. To link all these gates. Nice to stop. Alright. Let me grab some resources while I'm here, just because it would be a waste not to. That's worthless. Alright, that's irradiated. What is that? Lab computer? No, break that. Break that. There we go. Getting some more stuff. I left the lights on. Alright. Looks like we'll be going through here. Spin around, go back down, then we go through there. Come up and around to here. From there we can make a quick run over to here possibly and grab that. And then we go through and work on that. Maybe? I don't know. Let's just keep going. Just keep moving. See how it goes. Going to want that light on. After all, it is very much necessary for my game to see where I'm going. First gate. Void.
Getting some interference device. The power supply is wavering. I'm working on it. Our local battery farm's putting up a fuss. She hasn't been taxed like this in a while, but I'm easing her into it. Don't worry. Battery farms 1 through 3 are reporting total power drain. They're spent.
How long to recharge?
Could take up to a day. No, I got this.
Okay, I saw some very useful resources here real quick.
Oh, shit.
Total power loss on stations 9 through 15.
I'm on it. Oh, shit.
Get that power back up. The gate at the final crossing point won't open without it.
I'm rerouting power from Battery Farm 6.
Easy. Too much and you'll blow out your control center.
Too little and the entire array's going down. We have no choice.
I do find it funny that, like, they have their whole, everything is moving super bad and everything's going on, and then I can just stop here and go, alright, I'm gonna do some farming, I'll be right back. As if it wasn't a, you know, very sensitively timed circumstance. Dumpster trolls. Big one, okay. Oh, whoa. Wait. Give me 1 second. I forgot to turn off my limb thing, and that is going to kill my battery real quick if I don't drop it. Are we good now? Now we're good. Okay, that could have been very bad for me to go out grabbing resources during. Okay, I think we're good now. Let me scan this relay. Circuit gate. Okay, nice. It still feels like something I should be able to scan, but weirdly can't. Okay, I know I saw a one of those magnet meters. There it is. This one still uses the same materials. What is that? 1 per 4 scrap? Ratio wise? I think? Alright. Well, let's get. Here's another one. Yeah, okay, so they look like they all use the same feature. Ooh. Okay. Move us, yeah. Surprised they're not being irradiated. Feels like I should be getting irradiated here. Alright. One last thing to check before we push off. Did I mark it? Nope, I accidentally marked way over there. That's gonna be my next target, but it looks like we need to go through one more gate first. Out up there we go. I should probably go in here. Got it. That, excellent. Okay, well, this place looks real unstable. Let's eat that. And I missed it. Right. Well, I don't know where there's more. Wait, I can check for more explosives. Give me 1 second to jump in here and go. Anything interesting? Up on my. Okay, there's some magnet makers. There's that. I don't see any obvious explosives. Okay. We're just going to move on. I figured since I was in the area, I should probably grab any explosives I do come across. Keep that on my person at the moment. Let's do this. I have to refill my gas. I'm not careful. Alright. Lights again. Totally not dangerous and trying everything in it everywhere. Wait. There are a lot of tourists on my road. I think once we get to one of these points, it like solidifies it.
overloaded. I'm shutting down. We can't lose the remnant. I won't let it go.
What are you doing, Tobias?
Get back inside. The radiation's peaking. I've got to repair it. I'll be damned if I'm gonna let this plan fail. We're too close. Your theory. We can still prove it. It's too dangerous out there. Tobias. Please, Tobias, come back.
Ooh, Tobias is doing something very dangerous.
Tobias, please, come back.
Ooh, that's bad for me.
I'm at the battery farm. The fuse box is completely liquefied, but I can bypass it.
Francis, I need you back at the control board.
Not now, Offie.
The minute Tobias reroutes that line, you need to push the connection. Miss it by a split second and we lose the entire power grid.
No. Almost. Ready? Please don't do this.
Francis, it's now or never.
I'm rerouting the grid now. I'll be ready for you.
I need to repair this real quick. I don't want this breaking on me partway through the tunnel. Okay, sounds like Tobias is not in a good spot. He is doing things he really probably shouldn't. We're just gonna leave that there. But this is a scripted scenario, so there's nothing I can do to change it. Is that explosives? That's explosives. Can I get over to where this is? I'm actually not sure because it looks like a lot of this place is walled off by itself. No. Okay, there is a wall. Looks like, yeah. That's something, make sure you don't bypass anything, is you have to jump back and forth through this wall section for some reason. Got it. Alright. Now, grabbed a few more explosives. Let's check that vehicle over there. Never mind, it's a gas tanker. And it's in a radiation spot. We're just gonna move on. Okay. This place is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Let's get back to my car, please. Thank you. Okay. Wait, the door's open. Which one of my doors is open? Glad I checked. Here we go. Here we go. We're just gonna push on to the next sector. Shield up. I'm gonna lose all my lights, it looks like. I'm gonna have to do some major repairs when we get back to the garage because this car is taking a beating. Lost my target. Where am I supposed to be? Where am I supposed to be? Here? There we go. Okay, found it before it collapsed. I heard it humming up to collapse. Okay. Which,
Give
yeah,
us a
if
signal, Tobias. Tobias, stay with us.
I got you on me. Friends. Well, what do you know? One time, I cried myself out of things to say. Bobby, take care of him for me. Tobias!
bias, those are bad things to be saying.
Francis, I love you forever. I love you forever.
Bad things to be saying, Tobias.
Power's back online. Francis, now!
Tobias, answer. Tobias, answering.
Don't do it. You can't go out there. Driver, the power's holding steady. You could open that final gate.
Okay, I guess I actually have to get out to open this final gate. I have that one. Or maybe it's just gonna open up now. Thanks, I like Tobias. Doesn't sound like he's coming back with that. Now I feel bad for Francis. Please. But I know that was a scripted death type situation. Nothing I could do about it. Or if there is, then it is very, very not clear on that. Nothing's saying, oh yeah, you have to go extra fast or something like that to change the outcome. As far as I know, there's no way to change the outcome, especially since you could definitely see where the cues were on when they had played each line. It was all tied to where you were in the whole process. Alright. Wait, what is that? Oh, it's the light on that from the devil grinder. Okay. I thought it was some new anomaly sticking out of the ground. I was like, what am I looking at? Alright. Well, let's just try to get through this. I guess. Light on. And shield up. No? I'm missing something. Alright, then shield down. Okay, where's the button I need? There must be a button or something I'm missing here, because obviously, like, it seems like I'm supposed to have done something that would open that gate. But that didn't open. What am I missing? I guess we have to go up this tower and hope that there's a button up there. Now it's definitely open. Yeah, okay, there it is. Button! I'll grab stuff while I'm up here. And totally normal switch. There we go. Now it's open. Left that run. That's not good. Okay. Well, we're good. We're good. Moving in. And activate the limb. Field. Through that. That's the last gate. Reach the stabilized access road. Now we have to go one further, huh? Another perpetual stability zone. Come on. Bias, don't be dead. Sounds like he's dead.
The entire area got scrambled in instability. I'm afraid Tobias...
I told you. I told you, didn't I? We weren't ready. We should have planned it better. We should have known.
We did the best we could.
No. Do not give me that. If we had, he'd be here with us.
I'm sorry, but we've got to help the driver.
Don't you dare. What? Wait, is this how you dealt with Alan's death? You put your head down and let work fill the gaps?
Actually, that's precisely what I did. And you'll recall the breakthrough in self-healing materials that I made that year.
Oh, well, good for you. I'm sure Alan would have been very proud of you using his death that way.
You know what? That whole pep talk I gave you before to convince you to go through with it. That's precisely the same crap Alan would tell me all the time. It's worth the sacrifice. Stay late. Don't worry about me.
Finish your work, then we can start a family. Always he'd spew that crap.
So why'd you say it to me?
Because he has to have been right. Because if I let myself think he was wrong, then... I can't live with that regret. I gave everything for them. This is the last thing I'm holding on to for myself. Every single day I still think about how if I had left the zone when we had planned to, I wouldn't have lost Alan. I hoped that Limtech was done killing her all. I'm sorry about Tobias.
Tobias was all I had. I need to sign off for a while.
We'll be here when you're ready. Glad you got through, driver. Power on that stabilizer, and I'll see you back at the garage.
Oh, another stabilizer we have to turn off that destabilizes every guy. So... yeah. I'm gonna hold on to a slight hope. Not a very good hope, but a slight hope that just like with her husband, and it sounds like Tobias was out there when everything went real loopy and destabilized, scrambled. I'm gonna hold on to the hope that it just means that, like, while we think that they got, you know, disintegrated, erased, or something, given that we got a message that sounded like her husband trying to reach out near the early start of the game, I'm good aim for the idea that maybe they just got dimensionally displaced into, say, another portion of the area. Like not another portion of the zone, but like, how to describe it? But like that they ended up somewhere else. Another dimensional space. Okay, there's that. I can grab that. But the, like, kind of holding on to that hope that, you know, they're not actually dead. They just went on a rather unexpected trip. Not that that's really any better under the circumstances, I suppose. Maybe dead is better. I don't know. Either way, I feel really bad for Francis and Tobias. Because that sucks. Wait a minute. What kind of dumpster pearl is this? It's huge. And apparently electrocuted. Give me 1 second to make some space here. Yeah, it's a big dumpster pearl. Okay, Anomaly Study 6. Let's look at that. Localized patches of this anomaly appeared throughout fringe areas of the zone between 1967 and 1968. Thin, waist-height grass-like structures would spring up overnight. These were topped with variously colored bulbs that would frequently combust with the slightest friction. This anomaly was aggressively cold when it was found and has not been reported since December 1968. So, explosive grass? Excuse me? Hear noises? But we're getting a lot of good resources out of the deal, at least on this trip. Would rather have to buy us back. But the story must be. This place does not look good. The inner wall, the inner zone here, definitely looks like it is not good. Okay, we're gonna go there with the vehicle. Maybe just mark the turn off there so I can find it easier. Then I'll worry about grabbing the remaining items. I need to fill up my gas tank. Alright, well, I'll worry about that once I get a little closer to up ahead. Oh, just okay. So it may have been something weirdly reflecting the light. It is really hard to tell where the road actually is. Alright, we're gonna park right here. I'm going to fire that off. There's explosives right there. Interesting over there. More explosives over there. Let's just get this one over here. I don't know what these explosives are for, and what we're going to need them for, but the fact that they are here at all is probably suggesting we are going to need them for something at some point, and it would be nice to get a little head start on that. Ooh, there's a lot of them there. Like 3. That's nicer than just one box at a time. Gonna drop that in favor of just getting in here. Drop. Grab that. And let's get out of here before we get nuked. Actually, wait. My health is low enough I can just pop this kit. And I have room to grab it. That kid. This place is pretty dreary. I kind of wonder what we're gonna run into for general terrain types and whatnot inside this zone. It looks like we got a sort of how to describe it. Like this part here looks kind of like field of explosive. Ow. Just kidding. Okay. Where to park my car? There we go. And use up for healing. Yeah, this is, ooh, what is this thing? Launch and construction facility head periodic volume. Yep, okay. That we're good. I need to mark where that is. I need to grab that. And I am going to take some medical supplies with me if I can. Because I don't feel like dying here if I don't have to. That door open. Let's go. We're gonna get a look at this place, and we are going to try to grab those. Like, I don't want to pass up all this corrupted energy just because I'm gonna have uses for that. It's probably to not last nearly as long as I would like. Okay. wasn't nearly as far as I thought it was going to be. Drop the anchor. Now this one likes to pop up the explosive. All over the place. Fun. Don't see a lot here that I can work with another one. Alright, there's definitely one more over there. Let's go for it. And then it looks like our last task will be turn on the somehow still functional stabilizer so we can come back here in the future. I do find it kind of weird that like we keep going like there and back, there and back, there and back. We don't push on. I guess it has to do with the idea that we have to map stuff. Oh, that's why it's a radiation zone. I was like, why is there weird bump? But I guess the idea is that we have to map out the route and find a stabilized passage through, which is why we can't just drive straight in and just go, well, I'm here this far in already, why not push further? But it still feels weird sometimes that we just consider like, go in deeper, then jump back to the garage, then go in deeper, then go back to the garage. So weird looking. Look at those in the distance. Giant towers of just questionable cement. No, this one's not corrupted. This one's just unstable. That's weird all its own. I expected all of them to be corrupted here, right? Oh, that's what it was. The zone chucked something at us. A crude door. Okay. Oh, something I found off the one time off camera, I believe it was. Want to share with you. I ran into the friendly dumpster while out on a run. And I thought that was kind of interesting that you can just find the friendly dumpster sometimes. Ooh, which I guess is really good if you are really in need of supplies or like. But also it's still kind of strange because like it's a dumpster, it shouldn't be able to raffle. But then it also shouldn't be able to be friendly. Got it? You know, standard dumpster behavior being what it is. There, I want to watch out. Alright, we're doing this. Let's go. We got all our energy we can get. We've got... Oh, yeah, let me fill up the gas a little bit. I don't like it being down to 1 bar, given how quickly we seem to be burning through it. I don't want to run out right before we're probably going to be needing to make a run to get out of here alive as the place collapses around us. There we go. There we go. Alright, push in. Where is the stabilizer? Here. I'm gonna leave them running for the moment because I don't think this will take long. And we want to be able to move quick. Excuse me? Alright. Just throwing bits of something at me. And we're going. Not even gonna bother putting a marker on the map because, well, we can all see where we need pretty well. Good, on the road. Cut off the road a bit here because this path seems fairly. Checking the map there real quick. But it seems like this is one of the more peaceful escape, oddly enough, even though we went through a lot more trouble just to get to it. Oh, that is so much corrupted energy. Great.
Welcome back. Now we know where the well is, but you're the first to step foot in the deep zone in over 15 years.
And I need more time to understand Alan's suppression method. So why don't you stretch your legs and chart the deep zone while you're at it? We'll need to map a way to the well as it is.
Let's take a look here. Oh boy, this filled in with a lot of stuff. Okay, so what have we got? We've got unknown, old wall, unknown, unknown, unknown. So the old wall, we've got some sort of, we've got two different terrain types here, and they're both marked as unknown right now. We don't know what they are. And it looks like we have to start mapping up to here, probably like here or here, in order to get this and this or this to unlock and be able to explore better. How best to make this work? Looks like if I took the highway up to here, and then the highway over to here, and over to here, we could still do it in moderately easy jumps. Let's check this. Gerald thought it'd be a brilliant idea to skip using a lift to work on the engine, and instead just drove the truck into an airstrip. What he didn't think about was the difficulty moving with zero gravity. What happens when the truck regains gravity? Ooh, Gerald is probably dead. What cool things can we get with what we have now? Nothing new there right now. We needed unstable energy for a lot of stuff, though. A repair station. We need limb chips for that, though. What do I need for limb chips? Okay, corrupted energy. He's given. Alright. Now we go see what we need to build a limb chip with. Limb chips require Olympian fragments. Okay, that's gonna take a long time. We have to find those. That's a deep zone resource, and as I recall, it's one that is very... I have some vague memories of having a real hard time finding any of them. And they need a ton to make 4 limb chips. 3 limb chips. We need limb chips for so many things, and that is going to take forever. Okay, what else could we make in the meantime? Circuit board. Well, I still need a bunch of Olympian fragments to make the mobile workbench better. Yep, I gotta find Olympian fragments. Great. As I recall, the tool I need to harvest Olympian fragments is the magnetic hammer, which is basically, as the name suggests, And the design, a improved impact hammer. Magnetic hammer. What do I need for that? I need limb magnets. I got plenty of those. Gears, gas cylinder. We'll make. Looks pretty sick. What does it say about it? More info. Since it was first held aloft, the magnificent magnetic hammer has been the ultimate symbol of power and might. Smash the environment into submission. Claim what is rightfully yours. Alright. Let's put that there. We'll put one of these hammers in here. We'll put both of them in for now. I want to finish off the one I've got, and I'll probably do that on my way to the deeper zone. But once I get to a deeper zone, I want the magnetic hammer in hand to really make use of it. Next up, let's check the. Let's see how these dumpster pearls affect things, because some of these are functional. All right, that was a basic one, pretty standard setup there. Let's drop these off so I have room. Put anything in that one. This one I'm kind of curious about. Okay. Gas cylinders. Because that makes sense. Well, as much as anything else, I guess, in this place. Pull that out. Pull that out. That one. There we go. Put that one in. I had a bunch of chips of circuit boards in it, looks like. Can't even tell what's coming out of that one. Alright. Cleanup time. There we go. Oh, where did I put it all? Did I put it in my car? They put it in my car. Okay. Pull that out. Transfer those. Transfer what I can to that. Transfer those. Alright, well, let me do 1 second here just to sort through that, and then let's take a look at, is there anything else really interesting we can get out of the research here? I'm holding on to this. I'll say it before we close up for the episode. Anything else here that really sticks out as a, ooh, let's do that? I mean, I can get that. Now, then we'll have the remaining side, the last of the side racks for our vehicle. Then what? Then what? Don't really need those. Don't really need that. Looks like we need more storage, so let's get another locker. Expanded locker kits. Put it right here. Anything else cool tool-wise? Liberator MK2. Olympian Torch. Might as well research it. I haven't used a torch yet in this run. You guys don't even know how those work yet. I should probably show you guys at some point, because torches are basically just a repair tool that, in a lot of ways, is, I would say, better than the putty, but at the same time, maybe not better, because of it works. The way it works is interesting. Probably research this so I can actually make a better light source when my lamp eventually does run out. This thing is just shooting me in the face with that. Would leave a mark. Bioflare gun. Upgraded version of the flare gun, slightly modified to accommodate bioflares. The two are not interchangeable. Use of incorrect flare types may cause malfunctions, injury, and even malaise. What? Bioflares. Ever wondered what might happen should you re-engineer a regular flare with that strange neon-infused biomaterial? This is the result. Do you feel happy with yourself now? This device just about contains and harnesses swamp coral, the zone's strange flavor of bioluminescence. It isn't radioactive, it isn't corrosive, and it probably isn't even sentient. Probably. Alright, so now if I need to, I can remake a lot of my stuff. What does it cost? Swamp coral. Okay, it needs a lot of swamp coral. So we are not making a new bio-lantern in the future anytime soon. The Liberator MK2 uses explosives. Okay, so that's what those are for. But I don't really need a Liberator right now. I do need to make a new thermal vacuum, because mine is wearing out and I'm going to want it for future use. So, toss that in there. Alright, so far so good. Look at this. I want to point out the details on this thermal vacuum. Like, look at how that works. See look at the effect of the weird glowy ball in there, and then what happens when I click it. The shift in how it functions is really cool. They put so many fun little details into the whole thing. Alright. I think I've kept you guys long enough. I've looked at, I think, all the cool stuff. I'm probably forgetting something here I really wanted to make that I can't right now. Expanded backseat tank. Probably restart that. Might be good, given how much I am burning through fuel. Yeah. Anyway, thanks everyone so much for watching. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. It's definitely a weird game at times. What else do I want to upgrade on this thing? I don't even know. Do I have any weird quirks on my car right now? No quirks. Odd. Not what I was expecting. Power it up. Fuel it up. Well, yeah. Looks like our next mission is explore the zone, so I may or may not have much recorded for a little bit, depending. Like, if there isn't anything majorly new, or if there isn't any new story bits, this next bit might come up after a small skip. Though, chances are I'll get in here, see some new stuff, and then record it. We'll see. I'll figure it out. I don't know how the next episode is going to look like, is what I'm saying. I have to do some major work on patching up my car, and that part needs to come off because I need to come get, because fragile is a bad thing to have. And I can move it. Alright. Comments below, what do you guys think about the game so far? Anything interesting? Things you've noticed about it? About the world building? The overall design of the place? It's getting late here. I gotta get to bed. Good night, everyone. Bye.